This is Rucksack Packing Video 1. First thing you need to do with your rucksack is make sure it can be identified. If it's in a pile with a bunch of other ones that look just like it, it's going to be really difficult to locate. So what I did is take a nameplate, just sewed it on the front flap of the cupboard. On the frame here, took some glint tape, taped that to the frame, and then wrote my name. So even in the dark, it's a lot easier to find. Another thing you can do is take a dog tag, it's 550 cord, attach it to your carrying handle. Now, before we put anything inside the rucksack, it all needs to be rolled up nice and tight so it takes up as little space as possible. Clothing items, tops or bottoms, it's really easy to roll these tight. You just come to the bottom, fold it in. Make sure both sides are folded in. Take any excess, pull it in, and then fold it twice. Spin it around. And take your time and roll it nice and tight. That first fold gives you this nice little lip that you pull over. Makes your clothing item nice and small and tight. I try to do that with everything, with a few exceptions. We'll get into that later. Next thing you need to do is waterproof all your stuff. We're going to put it inside the wet weather bag, but just as a secondary measure, I get Ziploc bags, put all my clothing items in a Ziploc bag. So if a waterproof bag fails, hopefully this will not. I try to get the ones with zipper. Put all my extra clothing items in a Ziploc bag because there's nothing worse than getting out into the field, your stuff getting wet. One, it's no longer effective, it won't keep you dry or warm, and then two, it becomes very heavy. Two things you definitely don't want. So after everything's rolled nice and tight, everything's waterproof, we can start packing a rucksack. First thing you want to do, take your wet weather bag, make sure the middle portion of your rucksack is unzipped. You want one big compartment in there. Put your wet weather bag, stuff it in there. Then we're going to pack in order of precedence, meaning we're going to stick the stuff that we don't need or don't use very often at the bottom of the rucksack, and we're going to keep stuff that we do use or that is mission essential on the top. So, ACUs, I hardly ever change ACUs in the field. It would have to be a pretty extreme case to do so. So, bottom of the rucksack. I keep only one pair of socks and one shirt near the top of the rucksack because I usually only do change those once during drill. All the extras stick into the bottom of the rucksack along with my polypro bottoms. I don't use those very often. Well, the bottoms, don't use those very often. Now your whoopee. I didn't roll this up very tight because I like to stuff this into all that extra space in the bottom of the rucksack. It wasn't used up by those first items. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with my sleeping bag. I didn't put it in a stuff stack. When you put it in a stuff stack, it's really big, it's awkward, takes up a lot of space. When it's open like this, again, you can stuff it into those unused corners, maximize your space. Stuff it in those unused corners. Like I said, I only change my shirt and socks maybe once during drill, so I keep one pair near the top, along with polypro top and snippy cap in case it gets cold. If I'm changing shirt and socks, I'll be doing hygiene, so I'm going to put my hygiene kit right next to it. But with their top, use this quite a bit, especially if it's raining or if it's just cold. And poncho. that's everything I'm gonna put in the wet weather bag. Scrunch it down. Using all that space in the bottom of the rucksack. And I'm gonna tie the wet weather bag. A couple different techniques. You can fold it. I just grab it, twist it, and tie it. Whatever you do, just make sure water is not going to get inside. Again, so twist it, and then tie it. Wrap it a couple times around there, and then tie it just like I'm tying my shoe. Chow, these are waterproof, so you don't have to put them in the wet weather bag. What I do is stick them in between the wet weather bag and the outside of the rucksack. This way they're easily accessible and they don't take up room inside the wet weather bag themselves. You can fit probably 7 or 8. You stuff them all the way down to the bottom. Next thing is your assault pack. Should be empty unless you know you're going to be needing something on the objective, demo, extra ammo, stuff like that. If you need it, you can stick it in here and it'll be ready. If not, it should be empty. Also, you should take the plastic flap out so it's nice and pliable and it fits inside your rucksack. This goes on top of your wet weather bag. Once that's in there, pull your drawstrings. Next is going to be your camelback. Of course, we always need this on a person. I wouldn't recommend carrying it on your back when you have a rucksack, just because it's awkward. We'll put it right on top. Make sure your hose is accessible. You'll be able to drink from it. Last thing, weapons cleaning kit. Of course, that's very important. That'll go in the top flap here. Now, this is the entire packing list inside the rucksack. Notice there's nothing crazy hanging off the edge, making it awkward to carry or horrendous to look at. Your sustainment pouches are also empty. As we always know at the last minute, we get extra ammo, extra batteries, who knows what. And when we do get that stuff, you can stick it in there. Or if it's more mission essential stuff, you can put it in the side. It's readily available. Now, since we packed this rucksack correctly, when we get out to the field, everything we're going to need right away, or that's mission essential, it's going to be right on top. So, we have to drop our rucksack, continue on to the objective. Of course, we can pull out our camelback, our weapons cleaning kit, readily accessible, and our assault pack if we need it. It's right here on top. Pull it out. Chow. Easy to grab, and you don't have to go inside your wet weather bag. It does start raining. It gets cold. Right on top. Poncho. Wet weather top. Smoking cap and polypro top if it gets even colder, and then your change of socks and shirt. Below that, have all your comfort items, hygiene kit, your sleeping bag, and then below that, things you don't use all the time, your ACUs and extra socks, things like that. And that concludes Rucksack Packing Video 1.